This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us on this Zoom live or on replay. I'm Angela Pattison, and I'm sharing about Plexus Worldwide, these amazing plant-based products and why they're so important and how they've worked for me and so many that you're going to hear from today, and why we're so excited. We're going to be sharing how they work and everything about it. So thank you so much for jumping on. And I have some lovely ladies that are going to be sharing today with me. So I'm going to be turning it over. And as I call your name, go ahead and unmute yourself. Nia is going to be the first one sharing today her testimony. So Nia, I'm going to have you share a little bit of what has happened with you and why this has been so amazing and impacted your life, and cannot wait to hear your story. And then I will be turning it over to some others. And again, thank you for jumping on. I'm so excited for y'all to hear why this has been such an amazing system and how important it's been to our family. But Nia, I want you to go ahead and share your story with us. And thank you so much for getting on here.
All right. Thank you all for having me. Before I start, let me just let you know, I am a mother of 6. And today we are celebrating my daughter's 20th birthday. So I have a 26-year-old all the way down to a 4-year-old. So my house is kind of loud right now. I kind of snuck in my room and closed my door. But if you should happen to see any little ones pop through, that's what's going on. So yeah, let me just get started. I was introduced to Plexus. Actually, I was introduced to Plexus like 6 years, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. But you know, everything happens in God's timing. In God's timing. A neighbor of mine's moved to Texas, and she was talking about Plexus or something to this, and she sent me a sample. At that time in my life, I wasn't ready. At that time in my life, I was like, what is this? Whatever, you know, so I kind of let it go. Recently in May, my family, I'm also a resource mother, so I also work with the foster care system and everything. And during 2020, going into 2021, our family took in some kids that were absolutely the worst case that our county has ever seen. The worst possible cases. If you've seen abuse on TV, times that by 10, the worst case. And so with that, when you bring children into your home that have been so traumatized, it does take a lot on your family. My family is a family that's involved. My children, all the way from my children, my husband, we're all involved. And so in May, we actually experienced a house fire. And we had one of those trash cans that you wave your hand over, and apparently the sensor in that trash can malfunctioned with the battery, and the trash can was next to a outlet, so the fire went into our walls. We lost 98% of our stuff, but gained 110% of my family, right? And I say that because though we experienced this traumatic loss, God took that loss and he used that to bring healing into my home. Again, when you have children that you work with that are the worst case, meaning like this one kid tried to kill all of our animals, you know, like worst case scenarios, right? God used that tragedy in our life to bring us as a family closer. We lived in a hotel for 3 months, one hotel room with all of us and 3 dogs and 1 cat in this huge hotel room, right? But during this time, you know, the Lord was impressing me, speaking to me that he was going to heal my family, that he was going to restore. And not only did God impress me, he speak to me that he was going to heal my family, I thought, oh, he's going to heal us, you know, like bring us closer together and, you know, unify us and all that. I had no idea the healing that God was speaking of. Now, I told you in the beginning, I was introduced to Plexus 6 years ago, but everything happens in God's timing. I never took the supplements that, the sample that my neighbor had given me, right? And so during that time in the hotel with COVID, my aunt passed away. And through this process, I have my friend Cece that we share birthdays together. We are we have grown up together, and we're birthday buddies. And she came to my aunt's funeral. And she said to me, we're going on a trip together. And she started introducing me to Plexus, reintroduced me to Plexus, right? Now, at this point, I'm like, what is that? So she's telling me, and I've been following her on Facebook and watching her journey. And I'm like, something looks different about her. Well, now I know what it was. So I said, yes, this is my time. Like, I don't believe things happen out of circumstances. I believe there's divine timing with God. And his timing through these tragedies that seem to be tragedies that have taken place in my life has brought me to a place of healing, right? So I'm with Cece. She's introducing me to Plexus. And I said, okay, you know what? I'll start. Prior to Plexus, I was not able to sleep. I'm talking about going to the bathroom like 6 or 7 times throughout the night. I developed insomnia because I couldn't sleep. I was not, I also taught drama. And I used to tell my students, I said, well, I'm like a squirrel. I'll get on the subject and I'd be like, squirrel. Like I didn't have that focus. And someone asked me one day, they were like, do you have ADHD? I mean, like, because I was all over the spectrum, but I never had energy. And I suffered from extreme anxiety. And it was so crazy because someone asked me, you had anxiety? And I'm like, girl, yes, you just do not understand. Did I tell you I have 6 kids? I work with foster children and I have teenagers, and COVID, I've got anxieties. But God said he was healing me. And so I started this journey with Plexus. And I started noticing after about 3 weeks, I was slowly, gradually like, wait a minute, you didn't get up to go to the bathroom. Now that's major. I'm not kidding. That is like something major for me. I was like, wait, I only went to the bathroom one time in the middle of the night. What? I slept through the night. Oh my goodness, right? And then I started noticing I have more energy. Now, this is the time that we're still in this hotel. And now I'm taking my kids out to the park. I'm not hiding under the covers while my husband does his Zoom meetings for work, trying not to be seen, telling my other kids, take the babies out. I also have my 5-year-old grandbaby with me as well. And so they require a level of energy that I just did not have. But thank God, because he said, I'm healing your family. So I started taking the Plexus. I noticed that I had more energy. I noticed that the brain fog that I had wasn't there. It wasn't so much squirrel anymore. Like, what? I was more focused. I was there for my children. And not only that, I was sleeping through the night. But the funny part is, gradually over time, I started noticing, wait a minute, I'm not swelling up like I used to. Like these little things, right? My ankles aren't swollen. So then I'm like, ooh, let me get my husband on this because he has edema, right? So let me introduce this to him. And his blood pressure was skyrocketed. It was out of the roof. I got him on Plexus. His blood pressure leveled out. He didn't have any more swelling in his ankles, his legs, and even started losing weight. So then I'm like, wait a minute. My daughter, she was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome and traumatic brain injury. Let me introduce this to her. She suffered from extreme and social anxieties and panic attacks. I got my daughter on it. My daughter is now driving. She has a job. She's out in the world, like communicating with people. And it's just like panic attacks, no more. Anxiety attacks, no more. So when I tell people about this product, I'm like, this is life changing. I cannot express it enough how it's changed my family, how it's changed my life. And just the other day, literally on Monday, my daughter, we were sitting there talking, the one that just turned 20, her and I were talking, and she said, you know what, Mom, I like this you better. I like this you better. And I was just like, you know what, girl? I like this me too. And my 17-year-old, who I didn't see that often because she was 17 and mom doesn't know anything, kind of stuff. She says to me, I agree with her, mom. You're much focused, mom. I am present in my family now. I'm not in this fog. I'm awake. I jokingly said, my husband is the cook of the family, but I only said that because I never had energy to really cook. That's a lot. I've got all this other stuff happening. I don't have time for this, kind of thing. And so he was taking up the slack that God called me to do, and it has shifted our whole home, my whole house, my whole household. And so I am thankful for God's timing. I am thankful for the events that seem to be tragic in my life that God, made beauty out of dust, literally out of ashes. I'm thankful for the reconnections that he's connected me with and brought healing. As he said, I am healing your family. He wasn't just talking about emotionally, but he was also talking about physically. And I am a living proof that God honors his word. And so that's one last thing really quick. The other day, it was too funny. My husband and I were going out and I said, you know what? Why is my lotion bottle full? Not only did it do that, but like I'm a darker complexion and we get ashy and my skin dries out a lot. But I noticed just recently that I haven't even been using lotion like that. So it's also brought nourishment to my skin. So that was just something that I recently, actually on our Friday date, I was telling my husband, he thought it was funny, but I was like, hey, my lotion bottle is full. So
Aw.
thank you guys for your time. And
Yes. And you look beautiful. I love your story. That's so amazing. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. So Madison, I'm going to have you share now. And so I'm going to mute myself and let you go ahead.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Madison. I am 20 years old and I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus, which just means that I've gotten to help a lot of people feel their very best, just like I've been able to feel so much better. So I'm just going to briefly go into my testimony a little bit here. So throughout high school, I was really struggling with food sensitivities and allergies. And, from a young age, I, had been on some antibiotics and that had really just messed up my stomach. And so there were some stomach issues too, but nothing I was too concerned about or went to the doctor about. When I went to college, I was under a lot of stress and eating not like I had eaten at home healthy, like my mom had been cooking at home. I was at college and at the mercy of their food. And so things just started shifting my body even more and more. And really some of those deep-rooted things that were going on from the past just started to show up and show themselves off. And it really just showed up through chronic fatigue and through bloating and through just more and more food sensitivities like gluten and dairy and sugar. And these things would just give me inflammation all through my neck and shoulders and my stomach. And I was just not myself. I started to feel like super moody and like just up and down in my emotions all the time, which I knew was somehow connected to a physical thing that was happening because it wasn't like me. And I remember even getting to a point one day in class, a couple weeks in class, I was just sitting at my desk. And by the second class of the day, I was starting to feel like I was going to fall out of my chair out of just pure exhaustion. And I knew that wasn't normal even though my college schedule was really busy, I knew that wasn't normal. Luckily around that time, our school actually got shut down from COVID, unfortunately, but it was fortunate for me because I got to come home and seek some help in my health. And so I went to a naturopath doctor and she taught me a lot about leaky gut syndrome and candida. She taught me that candida yeast overgrowth can just lead to a lot of issues in our body and it shows up differently in each person. And so she pointed out a lot of the things that were symptoms that I didn't even know were like a bad thing. I thought it was just normal, like my hair falling out. I was like, oh, it's just stress. But she rooted that back to vitamin deficiencies. And so she taught me so much. And then I went on her regimen and I was still not seeing the results that I had hoped to see for the amount of money that I was spending, to be honest. And so then I just went through the regimen that she put me on, and it was, a special food diet with no candida, anything that was going to feed that candida yeast. So no gluten, dairy, sugar, corn, so many things, peanuts. I was just on this very, very strict diet. And so, as you can imagine, taking out all of those foods, I was feeling even more fatigued because I didn't feel like I was getting enough nutrients or anything in my body. And so then I just crashed even more, and I was just emotionally drained because my body was just so physically drained too. And so then I went into my second year of college in that state. I had a personal chef and everything who prepared my food. I wasn't able to eat the school food. And then, I went through the whole school year like that, still pretty rough, but the Lord was definitely sufficient and he helped me through it. But I knew still there was something more. I was like, there has to be answers. And so I went down another path of another natural holistic route. And, by the end of that protocol, still wasn't seeing the results I was hoping for. And I was still feeling bloated after every meal, even after cutting out all of the quote unquote bad foods that we, try to eliminate from our diet when we're not feeling well. And so around that time, I was like, just learning about the Lord and just his provision. And I was thinking, okay, I just want the Lord to supernaturally just come in and heal me. And so I was at this youth group and I met my friend Angela, and I just asked her, I was like, hey, I know I've been having some gut issues, and I believe that the Lord can heal me, and I'm just ready to receive that. And will you pray for me? And she did, and it was very powerful. And I was like an emotional wreck. And then, afterwards, she's like, it's kind of funny because like, you don't know anything about me. I don't know anything about you, but I don't believe in coincidences. And I believe the Lord wants me to tell you about something that I'm involved with that could really make a huge shift in your health. And she told me about plexus, and I was like, girl, at this point, I know it goes back to gut health. Give it to me. I'm ready. And so little did I know that this was the avenue the Lord would use to heal me from the inside out, or at least ignite healing in my body so it could do all that the Lord has made it to be able to do, but also ignite so much hope into other people as well. So now, after just a couple weeks in, I was feeling so much better. I didn't even realize I had so much brain fog, and that was starting to lift because what I realized was getting to the root of blood sugar along with gut health and inflammation was this perfect just trinity of, exactly what I needed. And blood sugar was one of those things that we hadn't really thought about before. And so that one, when that was stabilizing, then I wasn't having those like energy spikes where I was in fight or flight mode, and then back down to crashed in chronic fatigue. That was my life, back and forth and back and forth. And I would get hangry and cravings and all of these things. And once that started to level out, I noticed, oh my goodness, some of these things I've been facing were not normal. This wasn't just, this wasn't normal for especially a 20-year-old body. And so then just it has continued to get better and better and better. And I wasn't bloated after my meals, which was like, oh my gosh, it's such a miracle. I just ate some carbs and I'm not feeling all puffy. What? And it's just gotten better since then. And so since the Lord had blessed me with this opportunity to feel better, I was like, I cannot help but share this with the people I know. All of those people from my school that I remember were going through the gluten and dairy free line and that needed help and were maybe even silently suffering. And maybe because they could relate to me, they had told me something about, their health. Well, now I've been able to share with them, and the Lord is turning this into such a ministry. And it's been so cool because even before I heard about plexus, going down the nature path route and just going on my own health journey before plexus, I was already interested in pursuing that after I graduated from Bible college. And I was about to take classes and I was already looking up things. But then when I learned about the opportunity to learn and earn at the same time, and I learned about this dream job that I didn't even know what existed, then I was like, well, this is a given. Thank you, Lord. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I cannot tell you enough how life-changing it has been for me and so many others, not to mention all the health benefits and just friendships that have come from it as well. So thank you for listening to my story, but that's what I got for you.
Thank you, Madison. It's so awesome how the Lord does do this and how he knits us together. And I'm so thankful for all of you and your stories and how this has impacted your life. So Jennifer, I'm going to have you share, touch on your story and also share what these products are actually doing and how they work. So y'all hang tight and listen to this because it's going to be amazing. So go ahead and share, Jennifer.
Thanks, Angela. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer, and I have been sick most of my life. I had severe case of mono when I was 12. It lasted about a year, and I never regained energy after that. And no doctor ever told me that Epstein-Barr virus stays in your body and can keep kind of causing havoc and everything like that. So fast forward, I started having babies at 19. I am a single mom of 6. And during the time of my marriage and with my children and everything, I was always tired. I, always was moody, postpartum depression. And it was probably about 11 years ago, I got bit by a tick and then I developed Lyme disease. And that hit me really hard because my body was already under the wellness line and I was struggling, and I couldn't find a good doctor that really understood Lyme. So that's when I really just took it upon myself to do more research, and I just kept studying. And so for years I used natural herbs and essential oils, and I was able to help my body kind of sustain, but I never got healthy. And after 6 children and just everything, it took a toll on my body, and I really started to crash. It was probably about 2 years ago, and 3 years ago, I developed an allergy to meat and pork. And then, after that, it was like, I had to limit everything that I was eating. I couldn't have dairy, like everybody else, the gluten intolerance. It got to the point where I was living off mashed potatoes because everything hurt to eat. And I couldn't keep it down. I was going to the bathroom day and night, just terrible pain. So I knew something had to change. And that's when I saw Angela's story about Plexus. And I had been friends with people that used Plexus for years. And, I just thought, well, that's good. That works for them. And I've got something that I'm using, but I never realized that I was not really thriving. I thought that I was doing okay because I was just managing my symptoms. So my first month, I started on something called Slim, which is our pink drink. And it's probably our most popular item. It was created by an endocrinologist for people that had problems with blood sugar issues. But what they found was that this really helped everybody, because one of the basic things that most people struggle with is blood sugar imbalance. Even if you're not at that diabetic level, your body is struggling. And that's where like the candida and things cause the cravings and all of that stuff. So this is a prebiotic. And what that means is it's going to help feed the good bacteria in your gut. And we all need that. Everybody needs to feed that good bacteria. The next thing that I incorporated was our awesome probiotic. Now, most people, when I talk about the probiotic, they'll say, well, how much good bacteria does it have? Because mine has billions. But my question to them is that really working? If you're taking 50 billion CFUs of good bacteria and you're still struggling, something isn't working. And what usually is the factor is most probiotics have to be refrigerated. And what happens is when you put a refrigerated bacteria into your body and it reaches our body temperature, is it dies. So before it can even get down into the digestive tract where it needs to go, it's no longer useful. This one here is freeze dried. So it's going to work, and it's been shown to work all the way down into our colon where we really need it. Not only does it have the good bacteria that we need for the basis of our health, but it also has digestive enzymes, which are amazing to help, digest our food better, because a lot of times our we're, low on digestive enzymes and our food just sits in our gut and rots. And then it also has an antifungal. What the antifungal is going to do is help get rid of the candida. And if you think of like a cockroach in the shell or the egg, it's very hard to get rid of those. Well, that's what candida is. It's in there. It's a hard shell. Well, the antifungal gets in there and it cracks it open. So then the good bacteria can kill it. So this has been life-changing. I've been on a probiotic probably for, 15, 20 years. And again, I still was having digestive issues, and this has eliminated all of them within a couple months for me. The next thing I added in was our bio cleanse. Don't let the name scare you, because this isn't going to be like a colon cleanse, but this is a cellular cleanse. And what this is our oxygenated magnesium and our vitamin C. And when it gets in there, it's kind of think of like scrubbing bubbles. This is killing all of the bad stuff, our probiotic, and our bio cleanse gets in there, scrubs our cells and flushes everything out. We need magnesium to do over 300 processes in our body, and most people are magnesium deficient. So by taking this, you're not only helping cellularly cleanse, but you're helping the magnesium deficiency that you probably have and didn't even know. Another favorite of mine is our X Factor Plus. We have 2 different multivitamins. This one actually has aloe in it as well. And so the aloe is very soothing. Aloe helps promote collagen, and it also helps your body absorb up to 300 times more. So anything you're taking, whether it be this multivitamin or you go eat a salad and your veggies, this is going to help you absorb the nutrients that you are normally missing out on. And this is also methylated and bioavailable. And what does that mean? So there are probably at least 1 in 10 people have what's called MTHFR gene mutation. That causes your body to not be able to detox properly. You're not creating glutathione, which helps your body detox, and you're not able to absorb the stuff that you're using. If you take a vitamin that is not methylated when you have MTHFR, it's actually toxic. Not only is it just bad, it's toxic. And I think of my poor children that all have it, and I had them on vitamins for years, and I have no idea if they were methylated. They were just cheap vitamins that I would grab thinking I was doing the right thing as a mom. But now I know better, so I'm doing better. And so this is amazing. This has also been shown to help with mental clarity, focus and concentration. And I know a lot of women that are premenopause or even going through menopause, this has helped with the night sweats. So it's done amazing things. The last thing I'm going to talk about is absolutely probably one of my absolute favorites is collagen. And this collagen, again, is going to be different than what you normally would just find at other places. It's type 1 and type 3. It's bioavailable. It's considered a superfood because we have a proprietary blend of extra nutrients added. And being a bioavailable means it's more readily used by your body. I don't know if you've ever taken a vitamin before and then you go to the bathroom and your urine is like fluorescent yellow. That means your body was not able to absorb enough and you're just basically peeing it away. So our products are bioavailable, which is very important because if I'm going to spend money on good things, I want to know my body's using it. So this has helped hair growth, nails, joints, skin. It was about 2 years ago when I got sick. My daughter also got sick and she lost her hair. And we were doing essential oils and scalp rubs and all kinds of things. And it did start growing back, but it was very patchy. She had, huge bald patches. So I got her on this and she now has a full head of healthy curly hair. So praise the Lord that God has brought these products into our lives. And like everybody else praying for an answer, not only has this blessed me with health, but as a single mom, it's really blessed me financially as well. So that's my story.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was amazing. And I loved everything you shared. And we all got to be a part of the journey with her daughter, Zoe, with the hair. And I remember we were sitting together at a table last year at convention. and she had sent updated pictures, and we all cried at the table because we were like, this is amazing. Her hair's growing back, and she had a wedding coming up, and it was just such an amazing thing for, what is she, 20 years old or 21 or something, and like, how, you know, that is important for somebody going to get married and being like, I've got hair again, you know. It was moving. But anyway, it's such a beautiful story. So everybody that shared, I love your stories, but y'all, I want y'all to hear this. There is so many thousands more stories like this. So many. And I have so many friends that, like, it would take, I mean, I don't even know how many days if I lined up every single person that I've gotten, personal friends that I know have gotten testimonies. This is the thing. God designed our bodies to heal themselves when we put the right stuff in our bodies. And God put everything we need on the earth, plants, seeds, herbs, everything, right? But this is the issue, because I, as a health coach and person that studied and trained, and I'm all into health and fitness my whole life. I was an athlete growing up. And although I've been very clean with my eating, and actually a few years ago, I might have said, nah, I'll just get everything I need with my clean eating. I believed in that because for years I had done probiotics and they didn't do anything. I had done all those things and didn't think they worked, but they weren't the right kind, I guess. So they weren't as good as these are. And I did everything holistically. I believe in that. We got to take care of our temple, right? But y'all, this is what I discovered, is that we have soil depletion. We're not getting what we used to get from our ancestors, what they got out of the food when God, you know, put everything on the earth. It's a little different now. Unfortunately, our soil is depleted and we have nutritional gaps. And so, like I said, as clean as I was eating, no dairy, no wheat, no processed foods, no sugar, all of those things, I still had joint issues, joint pain. And it was hard for me to do workouts sometimes, or recovery was slow. Digestive stuff going on my whole life, off and on, candida in my system. And I don't want to go too long because I know you've been on here patiently listening to these amazing stories. But y'all, I'm telling you, nothing got to the root issues until I started doing these products. And it's because of the way they were formulated and designed scientifically. And they do clinical studies on everything. They have third-party testing on everything. And it's just amazing how they work. But I know it's something that the Lord uses. This company, the motto is blessed to be a blessing. And that's what I have found here as a person who is kingdom-minded. I love the Lord. I love people. And when I started, I just wanted to do something to help my gut issues. I had hit a wall last January. I was struggling with my digestive issues. I was struggling with such bad joint pain that had gotten so bad with inflammation that I couldn't sleep without sitting straight up. Couldn't do my workouts anymore, and so forth. Was asking the Lord. I know he's my healer. He's healed me supernaturally many times, but this time he led me to this. And it was because the Lord knew this was going to be an opportunity to not only get my system working like it should, the way he designed it to work, to help everything function better, but it was an answer and a tool to help all these people you're hearing from, and so many more that you're not even hearing from. I have so many friends who've gotten off medications, y'all, and financially, this is a blessing too. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, because if you are getting on here or watching this from somebody sharing this video with you, get back to them and ask them if you have any questions, find out more information, because I'm telling you, these products are amazing. We do have a money back guarantee. We only have it's less than a 2% return rate because the products actually do their job. And I am convinced that when you're doing these, drinking your water and listening and being coachable, you're going to see results because they get to root issues. And like they already said, the issues all tie back to inflammation, gut health, or blood sugar imbalance. And that's what I discovered. So myself, my son, my husband who's in the Army, my other son who's in Africa right now on deployment, we've seen amazing things that when we've balanced out these three things. And it's been amazing for helping us financially and physically. When I started this, I was like, we'll see. I just want to feel better. I don't know about the business, but I just want to feel better. But then I just was like, I cannot ignore that my friends are all suffering. There's so many people that need something that actually, yes, they're doing all the right things, but still have inflammation. And so I just had to share with my good friend, Deborah. I'm at her house right now because she has better internet. Deborah had 2 kinds of arthritis, and the Lord has used this to help get to root issues with her health. And then financially, y'all, this is such a blessing for us for such a time as this, because of some choices we had to make and some decisions financially. I'm about to hit the 6-figure rank, which is going to cover our bills right now while we're in some decisions with other things financially in our family. And I could not have even believed this would happen a year ago. But God knew. But the best part is that I'm impacting lives around me and seeing financial and physical freedom to so many people. And y'all can be a part of this too, whether you just want to feel better, get to root issues, or if you want to help others. And let me just throw this out there really quick. It's only $2.22 right now. But even normally it's like, less than $10 or something to get started with getting on the best program ever. And getting started with a business is no different in price. There's no website fees, y'all. There's no monthly, you don't have to have inventory here. You can just share by word of mouth like you would a pair of pants that you like from Target, right? Or a movie that you like, or a recipe that you like, but you get residual income here and something that is willable to your family. This has just been such an amazing blessing to see transformation happen. And again, financially and physically. So if there's been something you've been praying for answers, this could be it. Pray about it. Reach out to who invited you. And maybe this is a fit for you. We can share more with you, get you more details. And if you just share with your first 3 people, y'all can make about $300, or depending on the month and what the specials are, $300 to $350 back in your first 30 days. And I mean, that's what happened with me. Next thing I knew, in my second month in, I'd already made over $1,000, and that paid for some bills, that answered some prayers we were praying. So this is the last thing I want to say. People go to bed at night worried usually about one of 2 things. They're worried about finances, especially right now, y'all, since 2020. Everybody knows that there's stuff going around, right? With jobs being lost and the mandates and all the different things. And y'all, you know what happened during that time? This business skyrocketed because gut health is the buzzword right now. Everybody knows everything ties back to it, but also this is an online business. I can work from my phone if I want, from anywhere. And it's not, I can do it from home. I can do it from anywhere, right? We just boomed, and it's just the beginning, y'all. Only 3% of the population has heard of Plexus. And so people go to bed worried about finances, or they're worried about their health. And we've got something that can help with both. So reach out to whoever invited you on here or got you to watch this video, and we would love to share more with you. So I just want to thank everybody, and God bless you. So I'm still on here. I had to end that recording. I did want to say this. Everybody who jumped on here, you're going to be in a drawing giveaway. I meant to say that at the beginning. We're going to be figuring that out. We're going to be doing like a raffle for everybody who jumped on here for a giveaway. And we thank you for jumping on here, y'all. Y'all are taking time out of your Sunday, beautiful day, wherever you're at, even though it's a little chilly out there. I appreciate y'all jumping on here with us today. And if you have questions or something that you're going through, maybe we didn't mention, please get back to whoever invited you, and we're going to definitely let you know who the winner was for the drawing. But get back and find out if there's something going on. We can show you testimonies, and we can give you more information. We can send you PDF files with ingredients and all of those things. Let me just say this. I forgot to say this. Nothing artificial, nothing synthetic. And I think Jennifer may have touched on this somewhat, but these are clean products. And it has just been amazing game changer for us. So anyway, I hope that you all have a blessed rest of your day. We will get back with the giveaway soon. And for those on our team as well, I did want to let you know that till tomorrow, there is an additional 20% off right now of welcome packs, and a cash back offer as well. So get back and find out more details about that if you wanted to get started. It's a very low cost to get in and start having your body do its job the way God designed. So thanks everybody. Thanks for sharing. Bye.
Bye, everybody.